Frank Warren has won his legal case for damages against Chris Eubank Jr. This stemmed from a fight which Eubank Jr. was supposed to be involved in against one of Frank Warren's fighters, Tommy Langford, last year. Eubank pulled out of the fight, citing a very serious elbow injury. Frank Warren took legal action, again, for damages, and he has apparently won. And Eubank has been ordered to pay a significant amount of money, which is said to be worth, or said to be, 6 figures. So there you go. Frank Warren once again involved in a legal case with a fighter. And more often than not, Frank Warren seems to win these legal cases. That's why I always tell fighters who are involved with Frank Warren, be careful. In fact, I usually advise fighters who I've known personally, certain fighters, not to join Frank Warren because they're young, they don't know his history, so on and so forth. Things can get very ugly with Frank Warren very quickly if you have any kind of involvement with him from a business point of view. So you need to be careful with this man. Just look at the number of fighters that have been with Frank Warren who he has sued or threatened to sue or all that kind of stuff. You got to be really careful with that guy, man. You look at Eddie Hearn. How many fighters has he ended up in court with? See, these are the red flags. They should be red flags to anybody who's a fighter. When you see Eddie Hearn hardly ever in legal cases with fighters. You see, Al Heyman very rarely in legal cases with fighters. But Frank Warren and his like before him, like Don King, etc., they were constantly in legal battles with fighters all the time, constantly suing someone or getting sued. I mean, in the case of Don King especially, he was getting sued a lot. Frank Warren, I'm not sure how many times he's been sued, but he certainly sued a hell of a lot of people. A hell of a lot of people. Not just fighters either. He sued newspapers and promoters and managers and all kinds of people. He's the press in the UK at one point dubbed Frank Warren Frank the Rip because he sued so many flipping people. It was ridiculous. So yeah, he's won this case against the Eubanks. And, I'm not here to say the Eubanks were in the right or in the wrong or whatever it was. I'm not making a judgment on it. At the end of the day, I'm not privy to all of the facts. But what I will say is Frank Warren is a dangerous person to deal with. That's all I can tell you. He's a dangerous person to deal with. And if you cross Frank Warren, you're going to have problems. Yeah. And to believe that Frank Warren is always in the right would be very naive, particularly from a moral point of view. And I know when it comes to the law or legality and lawsuits and all that kind of stuff, morals don't really come into it too much because it's all to do with technicalities. It's not really to do with morality most of the time. So yeah, it is what it is. Let me not get too deep. There's the headline for you. Frank Warren wins legal case against the Eubanks. So yeah, let me know what you feel in the comment section below, people. It's happening. I'm out.